connect with and affirm the spark in someone else, that strengthens their spark. And that seems to erode the defenses and clarify the bafflement and release the distortions from the inside. It is very good. At the same time, that action of reaching out and connecting with their spark to strengthen their spark also strengthens your spark. And that tends to erode your defenses and release your distortions and clarify your bafflement. So we cannot transform someone else unless we're willing to be transformed ourselves. So part of the deal is getting in touch with our willingness as much as we can and doing what we can to at least be aware of our willingness to expand our willingness. So this project of living Mosaic is based on another understanding, which is that to this world's pain, heartache, distress, agony, come up with your own words, there is a solution. And that solution we're envisioning as a living mosaic, of which we are each unique and essential bits. So this program has been about recognizing that and allowing ourselves, encouraging ourselves to let go of those things which get in the way of our finding our place within the mosaic, getting into our place within the mosaic. It's like the mosaic being alive is breathing, inhaling, exhaling, and the mosaic is just, actually, I just think of it as inhaling, but drawing us toward our place in the mosaic. We don't need to figure it out. At least for me, I know the worst thing I can do is try to figure it out. The best thing I can do is to let go of my preconceptions, my habits of response, many of my attitudes, and let myself be drawn into where I am needed within the mosaic. So the two works are intertwined. So today, we're going to be talking about small. Sometimes, I know I'm probably not the only one, I have this sort of tension between grandiosity and terror. And I want to do this thing. I'm going to be doing this thing. I have this idea of doing.
And then another abstract thing is that as I was picturing, because mosaic it's a great word. I'm not trying to detract from it. I know you'll talk about the dance or the music. All of those things work. We have a role within something larger. But for whatever reason, those little things that we used to make when we were kids in art class, or we glued different kinds of beans onto a sheet of plywood or whatever, so that we created it was a mosaic, but it was out of beans or peas or whatever, because we needed different colors. And I started picturing one of those in my head, and all those things sprouting. Like somehow that idea that somehow these things aren't stones like mosaics tend to be, but they are something with life within them. And that idea of something turning into a whole other thing, a chia pet, rather than just a bunch of collected, scattered beans that make this image. All of that popped into my head. So it's not particularly useful in terms of it provoking discussion, but it is what my mind made of what you're talking about.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, of course, it provokes discussion from me, maybe nobody else, because it is a living mosaic, and I think it's important to be aware of that, and that it's, and our place is living, and we don't get to stay the same. Oh, I found my place in the mosaic. I'm set for the rest of my life. Yay, me. No, it's not the way it is. So yes, the beans and the peas are dancing, as well as sprouting. And guess who's not in charge? Me, you. It's a natural, may I say, organic process in which we get to participate.